Today, we're going to talk about three things that great parents do every day that steal happiness from their kids and what to do instead. We are Bonnie and
Thomas Liotta.
yes, we're the authors of Learn to Speak Kid and Raising Healthy, Happy, Cooperative Kids. And we help parents with the most defiant and disruptive child behavior, including oppositional defiant disorder, ADHD, DMDD, conduct disorder, and the list of labels goes on and on, turn their lives around. And I wanted to say it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some work on your part. But if you have the willingness and the ability to accept responsibility that there might be something off on this whole parenting thing, then you're in the right place at the right time with the right people. So, with all that being said, Tom, we're going to keep this a very short video, but life changing. What's the first thing that comes to mind, Tom? Things that we're doing to steal happiness from our kids?
Well, for sake of a better term, let's just call it bribery.
Bribing.
And we know that it's against the law for a judge or a cop to bribe.
Yeah.
But we find ourselves in a situation that we can sense is going out of control.
Yep.
And we quickly get something to be like, hey, I got a cookie. Oh no, 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 don't cry now. Right. Just something that feels weird. And we kind of come in giving them something first, hoping that we can control the situation and have it go a certain direction.
Right. Like here's the iPad.
Yeah.
We're using technology to get them to be quiet and behave. And then by the time they're teenagers, they can't get off the technology and then it becomes a different battle. I
Bingo.
always like to say every level of growth brings a different version of hell. so so we were at the park not that long ago with our daughter and granddaughter, and this was just after she turned 2. And Jenny's like, oh, I want her to come this way, but she wants to go over there to the park. Should I bribe her with a cookie? I was like, no, never need to bribe.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is, Tom, like I always wanted my kids to be happy. I thought it was my job to actually make them happy, but it seemed like the more I gave them, the more I bribed them
Mm.
with things, the less happier they became. So do you want to talk about what to do instead now, or do you want to wait till the end of the video and talk about the two other things that we're doing?
Yeah, let's go later because like
Okay.
bribery is a short-term win, but it creates a long-term loss.
Yes. Do you find yourself bribing? When's the last time you found yourself offering your child a cell phone or an iPad or a cookie? No judgment here. We're all about the transformative parenting journey. We're here to help you
True.
get to the other side, the
True.
happy side, the joyful side of parenting, because it does exist, but it doesn't exist in mainstream. It only exists when you think about it in the terms of what we're talking about today. So
True.
before we give them the solutions, let's talk about the second thing that we do that steals happiness from our kids.
Well, let's kind of jump over to dictation.
Yeah, as simple as, come on, guys, it's time to go. We're going to be late. Put your shoes on, grab your backpack.
And well, yeah, you did some of this stuff, but you didn't pick up the sock over there.
Yeah, that's a sad vibration from your own childhood, huh?
Well, we've all experienced it
Oh yeah, for sure.
because it always had good intentions.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we would do something in school and get like nine words right.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would say, yeah, but you missed that one.
Yeah. And I remember when I was first learning to speak kid as well, and Jenny goes, "Hey mom, what time is it?" And I went to tell her the time, and you're like, "That's dictating." So even just like going out of your way to answer their questions like that is a dictation, yes? Is there anything else that you want to share about dictating? Because I know what's going on in the minds of the viewers right now is like, yeah, but like how do you get them to put their shoes on and put their coat on and get the door on time? You got to tell them what to do.
That's very true. Sometimes we might call them gentle reminders.
Oh, like nagging.
Well, I didn't go with nagging, but it might feel like
Yeah,
nagging.
my
Like,
kids definitely felt like I was a nagger, even though I was just like, do you ever want more for your kids then they want things for themselves. Like, I want my kids to have friends, and I want them to do good in school, and I want them to be on time, and I want them to wear
Yeah.
good clothes to church and things like this. So we
True.
tell them what to do. It's dictating.
Yeah. And that brings us to number three, which would be overcompensating. Overcompensating can show up in many forms. One is they get paid more than what they really put out, or we have a belief that maybe it's just faster if I do it myself,
Yeah, for
or
sure.
there's some kind of, I don't call it label, but there's this idea that it'd be like, well, they're not old enough, or they don't know how to do it yet, something along that lines that really is internally for us, and it's not even really in the equation of things, but
Okay,
we
wait,
find
wait, wait.
ourselves
My mind is like spinning right now because I'm going back to the very first year that you and I met. And like, I always had this dream that I wanted to be a great parent. I'm gonna cry.
what does healing look like in physical
I
form?
wanted to be a great parent. And literally, like, all I ever wanted, I think because I was so disempowered as a kid,
True.
that was like, when I have kids, I did not plan this. That when I have kids, like, they're gonna know how special they are.
True.
And I want them to know how loved they are. And I want them to have the things that I never had.
Yes.
I wanted to give them the life I always wanted. Like, I remember being the kid in class, and my friends would go to like Hawaii or Mexico or Disneyland, and they'd bring back like all of these like erasers, and I'd get like an eraser from Disneyland, and so I made sure that when I became a parent that I worked really hard, and God.
True.
So when you're talking about this, it's like heartbreaking because like, aren't we supposed to overcompensate? Like, aren't
Well,
we supposed to just like tell them what to do and like give them things and give them an easy life, you know?
yeah. And the short answer is yes, because there's always going to be some morals, ethics, and always safety. These are things that are always valid. But what if there was a when and a where? Sometimes there's these things called timing, kind of like a punchline to a joke. Timing on your car. If it runs, if it's on, it's running. But when something's off and you can feel it, you can think it.
Well, the
But
first time Zach ever said, "Hey, mom, I'm thirsty," and I was showing off to you what a great mom I was, and I was
true.
gonna jump to the pump for my kid and like go make him some juice, and you sent me on a wild goose chase, and
That's so
we'll
true.
talk about what happened when you sent me on the wild goose chase because I wasn't there. So,
Well, yeah. And not to take away that, hey, I provided juice for my kid, because there's a
mhm.
lot of validation in that. So let's let that be.
Yeah.
But there's also a flip side to the coin that you can see it in all of her eyes, no exception. When do I get a turn? I want to do it too.
Well, while you're saying that, I want to share a picture right now of what Zach's smile used to look like.
Yeah,
And if you're a parent and your kid's smile looks like this kid's smile, and I see it all over social media, these kids, they're like 5, 6, 8 years old, and they've got these like really forced smile going on. I never noticed it till you pointed it out,
true.
but Jenny had it too. And actually, I'll share a picture of both of them and their forced smile.
Mhm.
Because that's a sure sign that we are doing things as parents completely unknowingly that is stealing our kids' happiness, try in an effort to try to make them happy.
Right.
So share the story. Like, you sent me on a wild goose chase.
Yeah, I just needed a little 5, 10 minute window. So we sent you off on a goose chase like hide and go seek,
Yeah,
find something that would get you out of the room.
yeah.
And then I just asked Zach a few questions. I was like, huh, would you know where to help me out to find where this juice might be? I think it's in a refrigerator or freezer. He just gallivanted right over and opened up that freezer and
You're
pulled one
giving
out.
away the secrets right now. Moms and
Oh,
dads, you might have missed it, but we'll come back to it. But you're giving away the secrets.
And then once we got the little container out, I'm like, gosh, there's got to be something that we could pull on that would pop this thing open.
Mhm.
I wonder where it is. And boy, he just knew right where that sucker was and grabbed that little thing. And I held it and I'm like, you know how to do this? And boy, he just knew how to pull it and zing it around one time. And the top's off now. And then I was like, huh, well, we got to put it into something. I know we got to mix it with some water. I know that much. You
Mhm.
probably know that too, but we got to put it in a like a big container. Huh. I wonder where a big container is. And I'm just kind of thinking with my mouth open.
Mhm.
Zach knew exactly where that big
Yep.
glass thing with the big handle on the side, and he pulled it out and put it on the counter. I'm like,
Yep.
cool. Huh. And then as we fast forward, we knew that we had to put it in and put the water in and he knew the store with the thing with the long spoon and stirred it all up. And 5 minutes must have passed because you came back in the room and what'd you see?
God. um, I saw this little kid beaming with happiness and and then you asked me guess who made the juice and I knew. I mean, hopefully this moment is life changing for you watching because it was definitely life changing, still is life changing for me. And this was like he was 7, he's 20 now, so
Mm,
13 years ago.
talk about the two
Um,
smiles.
yeah, like he had the most authentic ear to ear from the inside out, smiling like the cat who ate the canary. You know, you walk in and he's just like happy. And I thought right there, like I never even thought to teach my kids how to make their own juice, how to do anything. God, how to do anything on their own. Like it was so disempowering for them. Telling them what to do, like everything that you're talking about here, right? Like thinking that I had to bribe them, and really internally they've had desires for things. Like I see it with our granddaughter now since pretty much the moment they're born. I mean, you got the newborn, they have a desire for food. They have a desire to be warm. They have a desire to have a clean diaper. They have a desire to be held this way versus this way. Like we've got video footage right from probably day 1 of Harley and like just ways that I was taught to hold the baby. We all think that we got to hold them like this. And I remember Zane one time holding her like this, and she was screaming and screaming and screaming. The kids didn't know what to do, and they called mom, grandma. They called grandma. I pick up this baby, I flip her over on her belly, put my hand on her abdomen, and she just belched. And then, like, she sat with me on a, she came downstairs with me and sat on the cushion straight up at like 2, 3 weeks old for like the next 2 hours, just watching the movie with me. It was absolutely brilliant.
That's so true.
Um, so we want to wrap up in the next couple minutes, but we've let a lot, like a lot out of the bag. If you missed it, watch the video again and give us a like and a comment and a share because every time you do, it shares our message out with other parents. Um, but we started off with bribing, and you never need to bribe because the kid always has a goal, so you can always guide
Yep.
them with the goal.
Let the goal do the leading.
So, with that being said, it's okay for your kids to be bored. Like, oh, that's like a total another video about entertaining kids, but we're talking about like having to bribe them with the iPad when really they ask for things all day long. And if Harley is asking from the minute she wakes up in the morning, she wants to take her blankie and she wants her Gigi and she wants her little stuffy and she wants to get everything and run out the door and come downstairs and do baby shark, or she wants to come downstairs and have breakfast, it starts like first thing in the morning. They're asking you for things. Mom, I want juice. Juice is a goal,
Mm.
which is kind of cool. So you never have to bribe. We just have to like listen and kind of reframe how we're looking at our kids
Yeah.
from these little defiant beings that we need to correct in the moment, and we need to like do all sorts of manipulating to get them to comply. If we start looking at them like you do, which is a brilliant way to look at kids, is like little genius offspring beings who need guidance and life skills and attention, proactive attention, always positive. I've never seen you like yell at a kid. Um, which is kind of cool. And then we moved on to dictating, and when I'm like, you let the cat out of the bag, because what did you do with the juice even? You guided him with
Yeah, you
questions,
just ask questions versus dictate.
right? And I remember my stepmom going, "Don't you wish you had like a button you could just push? Where's the best place for that? Hey, where should our backpack be? Hey, what time do we get off the video game if you want to accomplish your next goal?" It was just this whole beautiful language and magic formula. And then the overcompensating. I mean, we have videos too of Harley like crawling into her car seat, getting out of the car. You never like we never pick her up and put her in the shopping cart and push the shopping cart around and then pick her up and put her in the car and buck and force her in there screaming while we're doing up the buckles. Like, she has been given the opportunity to push her own little cart. We've got her on video at like before she could barely even walk. I think she was like 11 months old, pushing the little buggy at Sobeys, picking out her own yogurt. She could barely walk.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
graduated since then, before age of 2, from the little cart
to the
to the normal
Costco.
size cart, and then even the big Costco.
Oh yeah, she's pushing the cart and then she's got to like take a break. She sits on the cooler. Anyway, the point is like any chance, any time that the child can have an opportunity to show off their greatness, doing anything, tying up their own shoes, doing up their own seatbelt, plating the food on their own plate, putting their plate in the dishwasher, like every single thing is new to a child. Playing with the water at the sink, and how many times are we like, no, 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 go away, you're gonna make a mess. And it's like these are little beings who are looking to navigate the world. So instead of bribing, we guide with goals. Instead of dictating, we ask questions. Instead of overcompensating,
Believe
believe.
they can learn,
Yeah.
because every cry is really a game. And when you can solve what that cry really means,
Mhm.
they reward us every single time with the opposite of a cry.
Yeah. Like, we don't have a terrible two granddaughter. We have a terrific two granddaughter.
Both of them can be trained,
Yeah.
terrific or terrible.
ODD, or the most outstanding cooperative kid around. Like, there is something called the law of polarity. So whatever you're dealing with as a parent, if it's on the negative side, the opposite positive side truly does exist. And we're here as messengers to just let you know there's a little champion inside your child who would love to show off their greatness, and we're here to guide the way. Last week we did a video talking about like teens and technology, but it doesn't matter if you have a 7-year old; they're probably addicted to their technology already. So it doesn't need to be a teenager. It's really powerful and eye-opening. And if you want to watch that, you can just click right over there now and watch it. And you can get these two books here in digital form, the audiobooks with the PDFs for like $27, and know all the principles of creating champions for life in less time than binge watching Netflix on a Saturday afternoon. Cheers
Here's
to
to
our
our
parenting
parenting
success.
success.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone. Bye for now.